into the subsoil, into the parent material that hasn't been touched for centuries, and they mine minerals like calcium, magnesium, and potassium. They bring those minerals up into their leaves. When the plant is lush and green, we perform the chop and drop. We cut the foliage and drop it right where it falls, around the base of our heavy feeders like fruit trees or tomatoes. We aren't hauling compost across the yard. We are growing the compost exactly where it is needed. This is biological vertical integration. The plant does the work of deep mining. The sun provides the energy for growth, and your only job is to act as the regulator with a pair of shears. You are harvesting the sky and the deep earth to feed the surface. $0, zero transport, zero waste. Strategy 3. The nitrogen factory. Nitrogen is the fuel of the garden. It's what makes plants green and leads to explosive growth. It is also the most expensive part of the fertilizer bag. But as I said earlier, you are standing in a sea of nitrogen. Every breath you take is mostly nitrogen. Nature solved the nitrogen problem millions of years ago through a partnership called symbiosis. Plants in the legume family, beans, peas, clover, vetch, and trees like black locust or alder have formed a deal with rhizobium bacteria. The plant gives the bacteria sugar, made from sunlight, and in exchange, the bacteria fix atmospheric nitrogen into a form the plant can eat. In a $0 garden, we never plant a crop in isolation. We plant guilds. If you are planting corn, you plant beans at its feet. If you are planting an apple tree, you surround it with clover. Think of these nitrogen fixers as your battery chargers. Every time you prune a nitrogen-fixing shrub, some of its roots die back in response. When those roots die, they release a nitrogen bomb directly into the soil, right at the root zone of your neighbor plants. This is precision fertilization that no liquid chemical can ever match. You are no longer buying nitrogen, you are growing it. Strategy 4. The hydraulic engine, swales and moisture. None of this biology works without water. Bacteria cannot swim through dry dust. Fungi cannot extend their hyphae through parched earth. If your soil is dry, your fertilizer factory is closed for the season. This is why we build swales. A swale is a simple trench dug on the contour of the land, meaning it is perfectly level. When it rains, the water doesn't run off your property, taking your topsoil and nutrients with it. Instead, the swale catches that water, holds it still, and forces it to plumb into the ground. A swale creates a hydraulic plume of moisture that moves slowly through the soil profile for weeks after the rain has stopped. This consistent moisture allows the soil life to work overtime. It allows the worms to stay near the surface where the organic matter is. It turns your entire garden into a giant, self-watering sponge. When you combine a swale with a heavy carbon blanket, you have created a tropical microclimate, even in the middle of a drought or a freeze. You have eliminated the need for expensive irrigation systems and municipal water bills. You have harnessed the gravity of the earth to do your plumbing. The 12-month cycle, a calendar of abundance. Now, let's look at how this operates over a full year. In the winter, while others are dormant, you are in situ composting. You are taking your kitchen scraps, the nitrogen-rich peels and cores, and tucking them directly under your mulch. The worms, protected by the carbon blanket, process this waste all winter long. You are building a nutrient surplus. In the spring, the soil wakes up with a massive bank of pre-processed fertilizer. Your legume cover crops begin to nodulate, pumping nitrogen into the soil just as your fruit trees begin to bud. You don't need to boost the plants. They are being pushed by the biological tide you created in the winter. In the summer, your chop and drop accumulators are at their peak. You are cutting back comfrey and mulching your tomatoes. The swales are keeping the deep soil cool and moist, preventing the midday wilt that kills productivity in conventional gardens. In the autumn, you harvest, but you don't clean up. You leave the roots of the beans in the ground to rot and release their nitrogen. You let the dead vines fall to the earth to become the next layer of mulch. You collect the falling leaves from the street. The cycle closes. The garden has fed you, and now you are feeding the garden. The philosophy: wealth without money. The fertilizer conspiracy works because it relies on your ignorance. It relies on you not knowing that the air is full of nitrogen, that the rocks are full of minerals, and that waste is a human invention. When you build a $0 garden, you are doing something subversive. You are stepping out of the consumer cycle. You are proving that abundance is a result of design, not capital. A bag of fertilizer is a dead end. It gives you a harvest today, but leaves the soil poorer tomorrow. A biological system is an investment. Every year you do this, the soil becomes darker, the worms become more numerous, and the plants become more resilient. Eventually, the system becomes so powerful that it requires almost no input from you at all. You become a conductor of an orchestra that plays itself. You don't need $100. You don't even need $10. You need a shovel, a pair of gloves, and the humility to realize that nature is a better gardener than you will ever be. Stop fighting the weeds. Understand what they are telling you about your soil. Stop fighting the bugs. Understand that they are the cleanup crew for weak plants. The 12-month self-sustaining garden is not a destination. It's a relationship. It's the realization that you are not separate from the earth. You are the part of the earth that has been given the hands to help it thrive. The epilogue: let's start the first step. Your first step isn't to go to the store. It's to go to the curb. It's to look at the waste around you with new eyes. Grab a bag of leaves. Dig a small trench. Plant a bean. The revolution starts in the soil, and the soil is waiting for you.